Kia ora and welcome to UFC on Sky. Ko Ravinder Hunia tōku ingoa, and my t-shirt is probably giving it away as to who we are having on the show today. Whanau, we have finally got the news that New Zealand Flyweight Kai Kara-France will be contesting for the bout, the flyweight bout of course, up against Brandon Moreno at UFC 277. Kai Kara-France, he joins me now. Kia ora Kai and welcome.
Kia ora. Yeah, finally got some good news to talk about.
Oh, I feel like the last few conversations have all been good news. You've been on quite the streak.
Yeah, no, you're right. But yeah, no, we've got good news. Well, everything that we've worked towards is right now in front of us. So yeah, Brandon Moreno is the next opponent, someone that I've already fought. So there's a bit of history there, good storyline. And as for the interim flyweight title, so July 30th.
Amazing. Look, first of all, Kai, before we go any further, for viewers who might not understand what, an undisputed champion and interim champion is, what does interim champion mean, and what will this mean if you claim that title?
Yeah, so at the moment, Figueiredo, the current champion, is injured. I've heard that he might be ready to fight by the end of this year. So the way the UFC works, they don't really wait on champions if they want to keep the division moving forward. So, yeah, number one and number two get to fight it out, and that's me and Brandon. So it just makes sense, Like when we're waiting for if that fourth fight was going to happen between Figueiredo and Moreno, I was more than ready to just kind of wait it out, but it's kind of worked out where now I'm going to stay active, fighting, consecutively every few months, and that's how I like to be. I don't like sitting on the fence and not knowing how my year's going to pan out. But yeah, we've got good news. So the way the UFC put these interim bouts between the undisputed bout is just to unify. I like just to know who the number one guy is. But for me, I thought Brandon won that last fight. So in my eyes, I'm fighting the champion. There's Brandon. He won the first fight against me back in 2019, and now we get to run it back, just in a different headspace and just on another level. From my last three outings, you've just seen the evolution of my game, and that might play a factor in this fight with Brandon fighting the same guy for the last 2 years, taking a lot of wear and tear, a lot of a lot of ring time. They've been going to war, so tough fights. So that might be somewhere we can exploit. But yeah, I'm happy that this matchup's happening. Someone that I wanted to avenge my loss against, and yeah, we get to do it in Dallas, Texas. So another place never been, but let's go get some new fans.
Exactly, you've come accustomed to be doing that of late, Kai. Look, Moreno, you've mentioned that you fought him before. What were your thoughts when you were told that it would be a rematch against Moreno? I think I speak for a lot of MMA fans when it was said that the fourth fight wouldn't be happening. Actually quite happy about it. I don't think it was a fight that really fans wanted to see again. But what were your thoughts that you'd be getting Moreno and not Figueiredo?
Yeah, like I was happy with the matchup. I was happy that someone that I've already fought against had gone on to win the title. So that's that just shows where I'm at. And I know a lot of people didn't want to see that fourth fight. They want to see new blood. They want to see new talent and a fresh face. And that's what I'm giving the UFC fans, and that's what I'm giving this division. Someone else to kind of be like, oh, Kai's the next guy. He's going to do it. So yeah, I'm happy that it's Brandon, and I'm happy to do it in a few months. And it would have been better if it aligned on the same card as Izzy and Alex being my teammates and headlining with them. But I guess it's more time for me to prepare, being a month later, and doesn't really matter where it is. I'm going to be more than ready. So we're about 9.5 weeks out. Feeling good. Haven't really started pushing the gas tank and all that, as that's quite you do that quite closer to the fight. So at the moment, just maintenance, upskilling, and this is a good energy in the gym right now. Everyone's getting ready for fights. Every week we've got local guys fighting. and the UFC guys preparing for their fight. So just feeding off that. And Alex is back in at City Kickboxing at the moment. He's here for the next week or so. So it's been awesome to reconnect with him and for him to train with the team again. And yeah, just feeding off each other. So great place.
Amazing energy, and it's just, it's just perfect timing, after a decision like this and preparing for a fight. You got two champions training in the gym and potentially a third, with our fingers crossed for you, Kai. Look, 2019 UFC 245, you came up against Brandon Moreno the first time. Do you think back to that time, as a fighter and compare how far you've come? Because you're such a different fighter now to when you faced him the first time.
Yeah, that's everything. It's just where I'm at mentally. Like, I know I'm the best in the world, and now where I'm at in my career, you're seeing that in the ring, and yeah, it's a bit of everything where I'm at in my life, my maturity inside the ring and outside the ring, different priorities in life, just trying to be the best version of myself. And that just comes with experience. So when I fought Brandon the first time in Vegas, I think that's when Alex fought Max the first time, and that's when he won the belt. So, big card to be on. I think the main event for that card was Usman versus Covington.
Yeah.
Colby Covington. So yeah, it was a close fight. A lot of positives I can take away from that fight. I hurt Brandon in the first round. He did well to adjust, and then in the third round, it was a close fight as well. It was, you just did enough to win the fight, but my nose was busted. I knew I kept getting caught, and then blood was spraying everywhere. But it was a close fight. If it could have gone either way, but he gone on to win the belt, and then I was on a bit of a stint where I was winning one, losing one, but now winning 3 in a row against the best guys in the world. Just beating the number 2 guy, beating a former world champion. That just shows that I'm evolving still, I'm learning, and just my support system around me, it's a completely different, I'm in a completely different space. I'm got a beautiful wife, a beautiful son, and having that kind of safety net around me to kind of lean on when I need them, and just stepping up into that role of being a father and a husband is made me step up in the role of being the best fighter. So yeah, you can see that I'm just focused and ready and just kind of taking everything as it comes. And now we've got 9 weeks to kind of build. Those other few camps that we've been doing is preparation for the big one. So fine tuning with all my coaches and nutritionists and trying to maximize where we can get the most out of it and try get that 1% extra and recovery, and yeah, everything's all kind of gelling together now. So I'll be putting in the best camp for July 30th, and not too much changes with these 5-round fights. We already have so much volume in our gym at City Kickboxing that there's actually not much more you can add to it before you're kind of hurting the preparation. So just fine tuning a few things. Spiders become 5 rounds, and then yeah, just listening to the body. So not overtraining, not trying to push too hard, too early on. Otherwise, we're never going to make it to the fight. We're going to burn ourselves out. So yeah, I'm confident with my team and my coaches, the preparation that we'll put together, and just got to go in there and just lay it on the line. Just like I said before at the start, this is something that I've built up since the start of my career. Since I was a 10-year-old little boy walking into the gym. Something that I always wanted to do was to be a UFC fighter and to become a UFC world champion, and now it's all right in front of me. So I visualized this for so long. It's nothing that I haven't seen before. And when I'm in there, I'm just going to feel at home, confident, comfortable, and ready to represent Aotearoa and bring another piece of gold back to City Kickboxing.
And that you do every fight, Kai. You do that. Every fight you are representing Aotearoa and this evolving fighter and now person, as you've explained, every single time. We know that this title fight has been something that you have been wanting for, a couple of fights back now. We know it means a lot to you. We know that the team knows it means a lot to you. So how was the news delivered to you about this interim title fight?
When did it? Oh, so I found out like 2 weeks ago. I just got back from my auntie's 60th. It was down in the South Island, so I flew back for the night, and then my manager called me. Ash, he called me and said, "Hey, bro, we need to talk." And then I thought it was about something like a sponsorship or something. I didn't really, because we'd kind of gone over what the pipeline of the year was going to look like, and he said, "Oh, I think there's 4 fights going ahead, so maybe we just got to sit and wait." So I was kind of in that headspace, but still training. But then he came back to me and said, "Hey, bro, I was wrong. Figueroa is injured. They want to do the interim, you and Brandon, July. Start getting ready." So yeah, it was just I was outside on the phone, and at the same time I flew back from my auntie's 60th because my uncle had passed away, and we had to go down to his tangi in Napier. So the next day we're flying down to Napier, and he's actually my namesake, so that's who I'm named after, Kaiwhare, my mum's oldest brother. So it was good to see all my family, obviously, to mourn with them and just, be around all our loved ones. A lot of them first time meeting my son. So yeah, it was good to make that connection and to know who his cousins are. So I was only down there for a few days and then back to work. That stuff is good to do when you can, but I knew my uncle would want me to go just use that as fuel and go and win him a world title and bring it back to him. So that's how I got the news delivered to me. I had so much going on in my life where title fights and interim belts are kind of just, that wasn't really my priority when I got the news. It was awesome that it's happening, but at that time I had family obligations, so just put that on the back, and now can use all that as fuel. I have my family support, all that aroha and harness it, and now we just go to work. So good time to start to prepare.
And condolences for the loss of your uncle, by the way. That's, it's never good news to hear when we lose someone from our whanau, but it feels like it kind of was a surreal moment for you, because although you weren't there for good reasons, it was kind of in a roundabout way, you were exactly where you needed to be to get news like this. And then to be with the namesake, it takes you back to, especially I know when you think about taha Māori and wairua and whanau, did you feel like this is exactly where I'm supposed to be and I got this news and it was for a specific reason and time?
Yeah, it's funny how things work like that. I knew my uncle was sick for quite a long time, so it was a shock, but something that we've kind of prepared for. But yeah, just being down there and being on the marae and being next to my uncles and aunties and just hearing all these stories about him, growing up and what kind of person he was. He was a president of the rugby league club down there in Maraenui. So if you're familiar with Napier, it's a pretty prestigious club, and he was so selfless. Always was looking out for the next. For everyone around him, always trying to help out and try to maximize everyone's potential. When he saw young up and coming, rugby talent or softball talent, he would always invest his own money to try and get them to where they want to be and help break them through. So yeah, it was definitely one of those time and places where you just kind of have a bit of self-reflection, knowing that the path I'm on, I know he'll be proud of what I'm doing and definitely carrying his name. It was just a powerful moment, kind of having that internal processing and just knowing that, he's looking at me now. And I remember when it was my 21st, I was at his house and he came up to me and he said, when you get hit or you're in a tough position, just know your whanau is always with you. We're always there. So it's something that I always kind of have in the back of my mind. I know my tupuna, my ancestors, are always there with me. That's why it's so much more than just fighting for me. I could really channel all of that and just let it kind of do its thing and just harness it. So yeah, when I make that walk July 30th, I know he'll be watching. I know Wha will be in my corner. I know all my tupuna will be in my corner, and yeah, just go in there and have fun and just put it all on the line. That's what I love. This is why I love fighting, because I get to everyone back home get to watch, and for that moment while they're watching the fight, they're forgetting about anything, all of their problems, and they're forgetting about anything that's going on. They just focus on the fight, and when I win, they really get behind me, and they feel like they're winning because they're emotionally invested, and they'll remember that for the rest of their life. Where they were and what they were doing when Kai won his interim flyweight world title. So it's powerful, and I know I'm more than ready for this.
Nice one, Kai. Beautifully said. Ka pai you. It's just so great to see you on this journey. You've just come such a long way, and it's so awesome to see. I think another funny thing, like meant to be type thing, is that your UFC career started on The Ultimate Fighter, and of course the main event on the card you will be on is Juliana Pena Amanda Nunes rematch at the end of The Ultimate Fighter season 30. Do you kind of feel like it's all come full circle?
Yeah, definitely. Being in the sport for so long, it's surreal to know that I was on this season 24. I don't even know what season they're up to now, like 30 or 31.
Yeah, 30. Yeah.
30. So it's crazy how long that series has actually gone on for. I remember watching the first ones when they had Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture, and all those guys that went on to have massive careers, win the titles and all that. And then I was a part of that history of that show, and now they're still running, and will be kind of on the co-main for such a big event. So many stacked guys on this card, but I don't really overthink it anymore. I just know, like, I'm one of the best in the world, and I'm where I'm supposed to be. One of the headlines for big pay-per-view cards, and my first poster that I'll be on, which is pretty cool. Maybe I'll be able to put it in the living room, having my own face on it. All the rest are in the garage. But no, yeah, it's a great milestone to hit. So many different things that we're ticking off. But this is just, even though it's such a big event, and my whole career is kind of leading to this, I feel like this is just the beginning of my potential and what I'm capable of doing in the UFC and in the flyweight division. So I feel like we'll solve the puzzle of Brandon Moreno, and we'll go on and unified against Figueroa. That's how I see things panning out. But right now, I don't really need to overthink it too much. I don't even need to overlook anyone. I'll just put my head down for the next 9 weeks and focus on Brandon. And that's what we're good at, is breaking down the fights and all their footage. And Brandon's got so many footage that we can watch and dissect. And I'm just all there, so I just turn up, do the training, and do what I'm told, and I just trust the system.
When you talk about posters in your living room, I'm guessing your whanau will want a few copies of that as well to put up in theirs. It'll be a popular poster, that one.
I have to do a few Christmas gifts this year and put them on.
Your signature. They might not want the signature, but you can chuck that on there too.
Be worth a lot more after I win the title.
I'll tell you what, let's talk a little bit about that, about, you as a fighter, and I know that, UFC fighters become quite, their brand. There's a brand that, fighters kind of put out there now, and you talk about sponsorships and all this sort of thing. From the time that you started to now, I'm imagining that life for you has changed, drastically. And I know you've mentioned your wife and your son and all those, those life milestones, but I'm guessing that your social media is probably on fire. You have a lot more attention now. And then you throw a title fight in the mix, and that's going to raise the stakes even more. How have you found that side of being a fighter?
Yeah, I definitely get noticed a lot more. Just going anywhere, really. I'll hands down get recognised, or someone will come up to me and just say, "I love your work," or just, "Oh, can I get a photo?" Even if I'm at a boxing event and we're in the toilet, they'll hang outside the toilet and wait for me to come out and then get the photo. But I just take it as what it is. It's awesome to get recognised for your work and all that love and support. But I don't really. It's not why I do the sport. Why I do the sport is to obviously provide for my family and and to make a living, but to be the best and be the best version of myself. I was grinding in the gym long before the fame and the fortune started coming and the notoriety, so that's what's the difference. And I was mentally ready for this, so I don't really get too caught up into all of that stuff, regardless of who's watching, who's not, who's paying attention, who's not. I'm either in the gym or I'm home, soaking up family time. So just in a good headspace, because to me that's what's more meaningful, not signing posters and doing that. It's cool to get that, but for me it's not why I do it. So I just take it for what it is. But yeah, definitely more opportunities come when you're fighting for titles and knocking on the door of becoming the champion. So you just I expected this. This isn't something that I'm going to be jumping into. It's years and years of sometimes dead ends or speed bumps. You just got to ride it out. My journey to where I am, it hasn't been the cleanest, and that's what gives me strength going into these fights, because I've been on the other end of it and I know what it feels like. So if I can change and make that not happen, I'm going to do everything I can, and that's in the preparation, that's in the lead up, that's into the headspace, that's in this positive self-talk, that's in the belief, and I believe it. So that's all that matters once you get in there, and it's just me and my opponent, Brandon Moreno. Nothing matters about the notoriety you're getting, the attention you're getting, the what comes with this. It matters about just being there, being present, and putting your best performance on, and that's staying focused and ready. So yeah, I'm not going to be settling anytime soon. I'm not going to be too complacent. I'm just going to do what got me here, and that's just hard work, dedication, and that self-belief.
Ka pai Kai, and we wouldn't expect anything less from you. You answered that question really great. Look, we will be here with you on this road to the title, Kai. We are so very excited. I know I don't speak just for myself, but for so many as well. Keep up the hard work, and we will keep walking alongside you on this journey.
No, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate, always appreciate your time and that love and support.